your RStudio, and we will load the data. So start your RStudio. You can simply type in RStudio. It's RStudio and not R, right? RStudio, because it has more features. It's coming. Okay, right. Now you may have some window open. Let me close some things here. From your last time, you may have some things open. We don't need to have anything open here, so I'll just close everything. Okay, I'll save it. And close this. Okay, that's fine. Now also you can see over here we have history, environment, and so on. History I don't need, so I will just erase. I can erase my history here. All right. So now I want to put my data into RStudio. If you remember, the first time we read the CSV file. First time we read the CSV file, that was over here. Environment, import data set. We did this last time. But I sent you a data file. So you don't need to do this. Right? You save your data. This data has already been cleaned. Okay. So we go to File, Open File, and then you need to find the data file I sent you. Okay. You need to find this data file. You put on desktop, you put in downloads, you need to find the file. I put mine, where did I put mine? I put mine here, and it should be here. It's called AAU data. Okay, if you open this file, it will ask you, do you want to load the RData file? You say yes. Okay, you say yes. And then you'll see in your environment, you now have this AAU data here. Okay, and we can view. If you remember, view, and then I just type the V is capital V, right? And then I can just start typing AAU, and it will complete for me. View AAU data, yes. Okay. And I hope this is right. All right, so we can see here. We have all of these here. Okay. Okay. So this is AAU data. Okay. So let's start to clean more of this data. We now have the age. Let's look at some other categories. Okay. So let's see. I think we don't need timestamp. So if you remember how we can remove this, so let me start a file with some new commands. So I'll do File, New File, RScript. This way I can save my commands and use them again. Okay? All right. So I want to remove the first column. Okay? So I'll put a comment. That means comment. Okay? So I'll say remove first column. Okay? Okay? So if you remember how we did this, this is the name of my data. I'm going to change it to remove the first column. The way I remove the first column is I do minus C1. This will remove the first column. Okay. Because I don't need this timestamp. I don't need this timestamp column. It's not useful for me. Okay? So I remove this column. Now to run this, I can either press this button or I can type Control and Enter. Right? Control and Enter. Control button is here. Control and Enter. Okay. Okay. If I do that, right, and then I can view again. I want to make sure the column is gone. Okay. Now, to view again, I can type that up here. View AAU data. Okay, and I can just I can run this. Run. And let's see what it says. All right, so now the time stamp is gone. Okay, good. All right, now let's see what else we can do here. We have some other variables that are interesting. Marital status, married or not, right? So here we have married, single. Let's look at this column, marital status. Okay, I think this name is too long. I don't want to type this all the time. Okay, so I'm going to, this is column number 2, right? So I'm going to change the column name to married. Okay, it's much easier. Okay, so I go here and I type and I go. If you remember, we did something like this before. Call names of AAU data, and I want the second column. Notice it's the square, not the round ones. It's the square one, not the round ones. Okay? So this could be equal to, and then I just type married. Whoops, sorry, I don't want that. Okay. Then I can run this one, and I can view my data. I just click here, and I run. All right, see, now it's changed. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see what, here I see married and single. Maybe, let's see if we need to clean this. We may need to clean this data. So if you remember, we did this also. I'm going to do summary. All right, this will tell me all of the data, and you have to type as factor. Then AAU data, and I want married. Okay, and this will give me some. If I run this. Then down here, it will say, divorced, married, single, widower. Okay. All right, now, you can see that divorced is very small. Widower is very small. Okay. Now, probably these are too small. So I'm just going to put divorced and widower into single. Okay? Because divorced means not married. Right? Widower is not married. So I'm going to change divorced and widower to single. Okay? So here I'm going to say, change divorced and widower to single. Okay. All right. So the way to do that is to take AAU underscore data $ married. Okay, right. And then here I want to take the entries where this is divorced. Okay. So I'm going to select AAU underscore data married equals divorced. Now what does this do? This will select the entries that have divorced. Okay. And I want to change all of these to single. Okay? So understand what I'm doing here. when this is the data, this is a condition. This says the condition is the entry is divorced. So if the entry is divorced, I change it to single. Okay. All right. So let me run this. I do the run, and then it's always good to check and see. I'll do my view again and see. Well, no, I can do my summary again. I can just do summary and see if it changed. Okay. So I'll run this one. All right, good. So divorced is gone now. Okay. Okay. Now widower also I want to change to single. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. Okay. And you can see that I'm going to do almost the same here. Instead of divorced, I'm going to do widower. So I think the best thing to do is I just copy this, right? I copy, and then I paste here. Control C, Control V, just copy and paste. And then here, instead of divorced, I'm going to put widower. So I'll go here, I'll copy this one. Whoops, sorry, didn't work. Widower, copy, and change this one to widower. Okay. Okay? All right, so the same type of command, just run, and then let me do the summary again. All right, good. Now married and single. Okay? All right, good. Let's do another column. I'll do one more column, and then I will check and see everyone is okay. Okay. Let's do one more column. Okay, so we have age, married, nationality. I think almost all is Sudanese. But let's look at nationality. Okay, we can do Sudanese and not Sudanese. Okay, we can do something like that. Okay, so here we can do. So what I want now is I want to do summary. So I can copy this. Now instead of married, I want to do for nationality. So I can copy this statement. It's the same statement, just I want with nationality, right? So I copy, and I'll paste it here. And then this will be nationality. Okay. Okay. And I can run this, and let's see. Oh, I think I missed some. Now it's asking me. Why is it asking me? Because you see, I missed a parenthesis here. This one is open, two open, only one closed. So R is saying it's not finished. So I just need to type another parenthesis here. Because I missed one parenthesis. Okay. All right, so already not Sudanese and Sudanese. Okay. I think this one is not interesting because almost everybody is Sudanese. Okay. Okay. So now, what I can do is I can remove the people who are not Sudanese because I'm only interested in Sudanese. Okay. So I can do this. I can say, so here I'm going to, sorry, I need to do this. Because this one is wrong, I'm going to add a parenthesis here. Okay. Yes. Sure. Okay. All right, so let me take a moment. If you want, you can clean some other columns. I can go around and see what people are doing, okay? But let me come and see how people are doing. Okay. Let me pause. Okay, so let me now remove the non-Sudanese. Okay. So what I will do for that is I'm going to say AAU data equals AAU data square bracket. And then here I'm going to say AAU data, and then put $, and then say nationality, okay, equals, and then Sudanese. Okay? So this will select only the data. Now, I'm not sure this is going to work, so I'm going to call this AAU data 1. Okay. Because if it doesn't work, I still have my old data. Okay. All right, so let me run this and see what happens. All right, now, see, it says there's a problem. Here it says unexpected equals. Okay, so my problem is this should not be equals. This should be equals equals. Equals equals. Equals equals means it's a logical compare. Logical statement. It's a logical statement, not an assignment statement. Okay? So this should remove all the non-Sudanese. Like me. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, now, here it says undefined column selected. All right, I think what I have to do is I have to do this, and then I have to say comma. Okay. So this will select the rows, and this says every column. All right, let me try. All right, so now it looks okay. Okay. Now to test this, I can do this summary again. If it worked properly, then all the non-Sudanese should be gone. Okay? So here, let me copy this. I'm going to copy this. And I'll paste it here. Now this is AAU data 1. AAU data 1 has no Sudanese. Okay? So let's run and see. So all my non-Sudanese are gone. So let me work now with AAU data 1. Okay. AAU data 1 has has all Sudanese. Okay. Right. So let's look at another. So let me do. Let me view AAU data 1. Okay. And I'll run this one. So let's clean some more. Let's clean some more columns. Okay. Okay, have you worked outside Sudan? See, this name is way too long. This name is much too long. Have you worked outside Sudan since graduation before specialization? Okay, so I'm just going to say out before, something like this. Or I can say, I'll just call it outside. Okay, I'll just call it outside. So remember how to do this. I want to change the name of the column, right? So go back here, and I'll say, I will say the change column name, okay? And then this is going to be call names, AAU data 1. Now I want to use AAU data 1, not AAU data anymore. AAU data 1 now, okay? And I want to choose, which column is it? It's the 4th column. I need to be very careful. It's the 4th column. Okay. So this is column 4. Square bracket 4. And this should be equal to, and then I'll just call it worked outside. Or you can't put a space. It's not allowed. I can put worked outside like this. All right, so let me run this. And I'll view again, just to make sure. And here, now we have this. Okay. All right, let's do a summary. Okay. Again, I can do summary. So I can copy this. Copy. Whoops, I didn't finish. Copy. Paste. Paste. And then here, instead of nationality, I want to do worked outside. See, R remembers to do this. If I run this, no and yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So should I pause again and make sure everyone is okay with this? Okay. So I'll do another pause, and we can, because I think this is enough for us to do some things. And I want to do a kind of graph called a spine plot. Spine plot. Spine plot is like a bar plot, but it gives more information. Okay. So I looked up in Google, I looked up spine plot in R. Okay. And it gives me some information. So I'm going to go to this one and find some example. And then I will copy the example and change. Okay? All right, so this is very difficult. So I always go to the bottom to find some example. All right? I can't understand all of this. This is too much. All right, here's some example. This one also looks complicated. So, in fact, this is not what I want because this is too complicated. This is really not what I want. Let me try to find a simpler one. Well, let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, here. It just says spine plot X and Y. Okay. So let me try this. But this means this will give me two factors. Okay, so I want to ask a question. Here if we look at these factors here, we have married and worked outside. So the question is, did more married people work outside or less married people work outside? What's the relationship between married and worked outside? Okay? So I can ask this question. What's the relationship between married and worked outside? Okay? So let me do a spine plot. Okay, so we'll try this. Okay. So I'll just do spine plot. And then I have AAU AAU data. And I'll use data 1 because I only want people who are Sudanese. Okay? And I'll say married. Married is here. Right? And then we'll try AAU data 1, $, and then worked outside. Okay. So let's see what this does. So I run this. All right, here it says error. Okay. All right, so here it says dependent variable should be a factor. So I think what I need to do is I need to say, let me just try this. Let's try this. I'll change this to a factor. Because it says it should be a factor. So I'll change to a factor. Let's see if this works. Okay. All right, so here we have. All right, now it says here, it says figure margins too large. because my window here is too small. So let me make the window bigger, and I run again. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, now, so this is spine plot. So I can zoom and show bigger. So what does this show me? This shows me that more married people work outside than single. Right? It also shows me this width tells me there's more married people than single people. The width tells me how many married people compared to single people. The category tells me how many yes and no. Okay, so I can do both. Okay. So now another thing I can do is I may be interested in the. I think I showed you before how to do histogram of the age. I showed you how to do histogram of the age. That's very easy. You can just say hist AAU data $age. Right? And then I can run this. It says there are many warnings, but so this is a histogram. Okay. Now, all right. Now, maybe I'm interested in the histogram for the married and for the unmarried. Maybe the histogram is different, right? So I can do a separate histogram for married and a separate histogram for unmarried. Okay. So sorry, I should put this in my. By the way, you can see here. This is in the plot window. To see the plots, you go to the plot window. If I want to see the plot before, I click here. If I want to see the plot after, I click here. So the plots are all saved here. If I want to print a plot, I can go zoom. If I want to save, I do right click. Save image as. Right? I can save this as I should save as a PNG. Right? So if I save this on my desktop, and I can call this histogram. Right? Then if I go to my desktop, I should be, where is it? My desktop is too messy. Do you see histogram anywhere? Oh, it's here. It's here. I click there, and what is this? Oh, I see. Sorry, because it's asking me how to open it. So where did it go? Where's my desktop? All right, let's try again. Okay, I click here, and then I open with. Maybe I can open with Paint. It's fine. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So you can put this in your document, something like this. Okay. This is a very simple graph. With R, you can do very, very nice graphs. Very nice graphs. Okay. You can change the colors, you can change the titles, you can change the size, you can change everything. Very, very nice graphs. But that will take some time to explain. Okay. So let me close this.
What about other type of graphics?
Oh, many types of graphics.
I should try instead of these two, linear graphic or something.
Well, I mean, if you want to, the way to do this is always use Google. If I looked for R examples of graphics. Yeah, for bar chart, like this one here. They should have some bar chart. Any kind of graph you can do. Pie chart, You can do like this, any kind of graph you want. It's a histogram, scatter plot, right? Yeah. And you can put plots together like this. Okay. So many types of graphics. So I was saying, there's the question: if I want to graph a separate histogram for the married and unmarried, let me do that. I'll do a histogram for married, histogram for unmarried. Okay. All right. So, okay, let's get rid of this. Okay. So let me put up here. I'll do the histogram. Okay. I'll do age. Whoops, not there. I'll do this comment. So age histogram for married. Okay. All right. So what I want to do here is I want to do histogram. Now I want to do AAU data 1. And I want to do age. But I don't want to do all the age. I only want to do, I have to put a logical condition. My logical condition is AAU data 1 married is equal to married. Okay. This is like before. This is the logical condition. Oh, sorry. That should not be equal sign. That should be 2 equal sign. Logical condition always uses 2 equal signs. Okay. So this is the logical condition. And then this is the data. So data with this logical condition. Okay. And it will give me the histogram. Now, I don't know if I put enough parentheses. Okay, here's parentheses here. I think it's okay. All right, so let me run this. Okay. All right, now this is the histogram just for married. Okay. Now I can also do a histogram for single. Okay. Here we can see that the maximum here is almost 40. Let's look and see about single. To do single, very easy. I just copy this, copy, paste, single. Okay. Then I can run this one. Okay. Okay. So this is very interesting. Single is very different. So you have some down here, and then maybe this one is widower, divorced, or something. Okay. So another thing I can do, I can put both plots on the same line. Here it's hard to compare these two. So let me, and again, the way I do this is I always use Google. I just use Google to find this. So I'll just say R, 2 plots. So I'll just say 2 plots side by side. Okay. And so let's see, here it tells me use the par function. So here I write here, and I need to read some. Sorry, it's not Arabic. Maybe. Okay. So here I can look at this. Here he has 2 plots side by side. How did he do this? He said par MF row equals C12. Okay. So let me try this. I'll put this in my code. So I copy this. I copy this. I put in my code. And then let me put these two history, and so I'll execute this one, run, and then I'll do this one, and then I'll do this one. Okay, and then I can zoom. So you can compare married with single. Now there is a way to put them both on the same graph, but I don't remember. Again, I have to Google this. Okay. Okay. But you can do. But you can see there. You can do many things here. So here, let me put this on. You can try. You can try for yourself. Or should we try some other variable? We can try some other variables. What's some other interesting variable? Where are you now? If you're outside, then when did you leave? So these questions are difficult. Okay. Now see, this is going to be a challenge, this one here. You can see, because this is the same problem with age. They don't put in the batch. They put in some very strange things. Well, let's clean this one. Now I need to find out what column this is. So let me find out the column names. So let me find column names. Column names of AAU data 1. Okay. And I'll run this. And let's see what they are. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what that's about. Let me try this again. Call names of run. Okay. Let's see what it told me. All right, good. So let's see. I want to change batch. Where's batch? All right, instead of batch, let's look at this one. This one looks interesting. CGPA. It's always very interesting to see. Maybe married people do better than unmarried people. Okay. So let's look at this one. So this is column 14. Okay. So let me just change the name here to CGPA. Okay. I'm going to change column 14 to the column name to CGPA. Okay. So I'm going to say call names of AAU data 1. Whoops, sorry, data 1. And then this is going to be 14. This will be equal to, just call it CGPA. Okay. And let me run. Okay, that's fine. Now let me do the summary. Summary as factor. AAU data 1, $, CGPA. And let's see what happens. Okay, and run. All right, so again, many people have some problem. Okay, so 2.0 to 2.49, 2.5 to 2.99, 3.0 to 3.49, more than 3.5. Okay, so I don't want this. I don't want this. And I don't want this. Okay. I think these, so I would like to remove those. Okay. So one way to do that is I can remove these. Well, let's just leave them for now. Okay. If I want to see how married and unmarried do, I can do another spline plot. If I want to compare married and unmarried, I can do another spline plot. This time I want to do, whoops, sorry. How do I make this small? Let's go here. Okay. So I'll do another spine plot. I'll copy, put here, and then here instead of this one, I'm going to say CGPA. All right. So let's see what it does now. I think the figure, let's see if we can make this bigger. Okay. Let's see if there's an error. No, it still says there's an error. Okay. Let me try again. Let me try again. If I make the window bigger, it may work okay. So let me try again. Okay, there it is. Okay. So you can see here, if you compare GPA of married to single. All right, so this is not very clear because these categories not very clear. So I would need to clean this. I would need to clean this plot. But you can see you can compare married to single. Now I can also do the other way. If I want to do the other way, I can reverse the spine plot and do it this way. I can make this one be CGPA. And I can make this one be married. Maybe this is a better plot. Okay. So let's try this one. I think I need to make this bigger. And I can run. And let's see what it looks like. Okay. So what does this tell you? This tells you that married have higher GPA. So it's smart to get married. Okay. All right. So I think we can stop here. Let me show you the code. If you want to try this, you can see my code here. So just to review, I can do spine plot, which can compare categories. I can do a histogram. I can put more than one plot on a row. So here, let me comment this. This one is put 2 plots on one row. Okay, so let me stop here. You can try some things. I can come around and see.